Good day, sir. Good day, classmate. I am Ron Henry P. Segesa together with Sharmela A. Austria, and we are here today to discuss to you the processes and strategies in the teaching of science in the elementary level. Before we formally start, let me state our objectives. First objective is demonstrate the different skills in the process approach of AAAs or American Association for the advancement of science from basic to integrated, and second, identify the appropriate pedagogy to use for science contents in the elementary level, and last, utilize other strategies and methods in teaching science. Now, the science process skills. There are two important elements that are needed in learning science: the content or body of knowledge, facts, concept, theories, and the processes of science, which are the ways of thinking and doing that scientists use to arrive at the body of knowledge. Science process skills are the basic abilities and ways of thinking that scientists and learners or even teachers use to explore the world around them. These skills help students not just to know facts and theories, but also to understand how scientific knowledge is developed. Learning science involves two important elements, which is the content or the body of knowledge, which includes facts, concepts, and theories that explain how things work in nature. Second is the processes of science. These are the methods and thinking strategies scientists use, such as observing, classifying, predicting, experimenting, and drawing conclusions. Together, these elements help learners think critically, solve problems, and develop a deeper understanding of scientific ideas. Now, we have here the science processes skills. Basic processes skills includes observing, classifying, communicating, measuring, inferring, and predicting. Second is the integrated processes skills. We have formulating hypotheses, controlling variables, defining operationally, experimenting, interpreting data, and formulating models. And lastly, we have the higher order thinking skills or the HOTS. We have creative thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving. So, now, punta po tayo sa basic science process skills. The simpler basic process skill provides the foundation of science learning. As future teachers, you have to see to it that these processes are enhanced as they progress into grade levels. They are repeatedly used as a way of thinking and doing. Mastery of these skills will make science learning more meaningful and enjoyable. The basic science process skills are the foundation. Kumbaga dito nagsisimula ang lahat. These are the basics of processes that gradually enhance as they progress. These are repeatedly used. That is why it is a vital skills in order to learn science more effectively. These skills are: number one, observing. Observing, it is using the sense, seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, hearing to gather information about the object or event. Example, seeing the leaves as green. So, observing. To gather information about objects or events, it helps us notice details and describe things accurately, such as saying the leaves are green, using our sense of sight or seeing. Next is classifying. Classifying is grouping objects into categories based on the properties or criteria. To classify is based on what has been observed. Example, placing object as to plants or animals. After observing, we use the information we gathered to classify or group objects based on their similarities and differences. Classifying helps us organize things into categories like grouping living things as plants or animals. Next is we have communicating. Communicating using words or graphic symbols to describe an action, object, or event. This process is dependent on what was observed or classified. Communicating can be done in either oral or written form. It is describing what has been observed in either qualitative or quantitative ways. For example, describing the change in height of the plant over time as tall or short, as A is short and B is tall. Second example is plant A is 2 feet tall while plant B is 3 feet tall. Now, communicating in science means sharing what you have observed, measured, or discovered. It involves using words, numbers, drawings, or symbols to describe an object, action, or event clearly. Scientists communicate to explain their findings. Next is we have measuring. Measuring is using both non-standard or standard measures or estimates to describe the dimensions of an object or event. In measurement, there are always two objects being compared, the one being measured and the measuring device, either non-standard or standard. Now, measuring is the process of finding out how big, long, heavy, or hot something is by comparing it with another object, or a for or the use of a standard tool. It helps us to describe objects or events accurately. We can use non-standard tools like handspans, papers, or sticks, and standard tools like rulers, thermometers, or weighing scales. Now, example, using a dang-ao, or it is non-standard, to measure the side of the table. When we say dangao, it is a hand-span unit of length distance from tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger. And the second example is using a meter stick, or which is we classified as a standard, to measure the length of a piece of cloth. Next is we have predicting. Predicting to state the outcomes of a future event based on a pattern of evidence. First, an observation shall be made before one can predict. Predicting means making a smart guess about what might happen in the future based on what you already observed or learned. It is not just guessing, it uses evidence, patterns, or past experiences to make the prediction more accurate. For example, predicting that the height of the plant in 2 weeks' time based on the graph of its growth during the previous 4 weeks. And the second example is predict that rice will come at a certain time of the morning after a series of observation of the time interval or pattern has been recorded. Next is inferring. This is the last skills in basic. Inferring, making an educated guess about an object or event based on previously gathered data or information. Inference is also based on observation. Inferring means making a smart or educated guess about something based on the information you already have or has already done, parang ganon. It uses clues from your observations and what you already know to explain what might have happened or why something is the way it is. For example, observing that many trees have fallen, one can infer that a strong wind must have knocked these trees down. Second is observing that there are many people lining up to buy food for lunch in a food stall. One can infer that maybe the food tastes good. So, yun po ang pinaka-last. Now, let us move on to integrated science processes. Take note that the basic science processes are fundamental. These basic science skills need to be mastered ahead of the integrated science processes. The integrated science process skills are more advanced skills that combine and build upon the basic science process skills. Before learning those before learning those, students must first master the basic skills like observing, classifying, communicating, measuring, predicting, and inferring. In short, the basic skills are the foundation while the integrated skills are the tools used for deeper scientific investigations and problem solving. Now we have the integrated science processes skills. Number one is formulating hypotheses. Formulating hypotheses stating that expected outcome of an experiment. It is an intelligent guess of what will happen in an experiment. To state a hypothesis, it usually begins with the if and continues with then. Formulating hypothesis means making an educated or intelligent guess about what you think will happen in an experiment. It is a statement that gives possible answer to a question or problem based on observations and prior knowledge. For example, if the soil is fertilized, then mango seeds will grow with leaves greener. Second is if the water is salty, then the paper boat will not float. Now next is controlling variables. Controlling variables being able to identify variables that can affect an experimental outcomes, keeping most constant while manipulating only the independent variables. Variables are conditions, factors, or elements that are varied that may influence or affect the experiment. Hence, all the conditions shall be controlled or made the same except the one being tested. Now, controlling variables means identifying and managing all the factors that can affect the result of an experiment, while variables are the conditions or elements that can change, such as temperature, amount of water, or any type of soil. Example: to test whether the organic matter or soil will affect the growth of the plants, then two other variables should be made the same or controlled. These are amount of water and the amount of sunlight. While the two are controlled, the kind of soil shall be made different. These variables is called manipulated or experimental variable. Second, if you want to find out if the weight of the steel bar affects its speed when rolled on a plane surface, the variable that will be controlled will be the distance, the kind of surface, and the force of the push to move the steel ball. The manipulated variable will be the difference in the weight of the balls. Next is defining operationally. Making a definition that is specifically applicable to the activity or how it shall be done. It is a description of what will happen or how it will affect the operation. It is not a definition that is stated in dictionaries or as a result of a previous experiments. Sometimes it is describes what an object can do or what could be done to the object. Defining operationally means making a definition that explains exactly how something will be done or measured in an activity or experiment. It tells what will happen or what effect it will have instead of giving a general dictionary meaning. For example, an, an operational definition of a pencil is something that can write. So anything that can write will be operationally defined as pencil. Second is solids can be defined operationally as anything that has mass, form, and can be held by the hand. So defining operationally that the solid I that defining operationally that has a form that can be held by the hand and has a mass is a solid. Next is experimenting. Experimenting, having learned the basic science skills, how to formulate hypotheses and control variables, an experimental manipulated variable will be tested. The variables are operational defined and an experimental design is made. It is in experimenting where the hypothesis is proven to be true or not. Thus, a conclusion is arrived at. Experimenting is the process of testing your hypothesis. By trying out the experiment, the variables are clearly defined and the steps of the experiment are planned. Through experimenting, you find out whether your hypothesis is true or not, and from the results, you can make a conclusion. Next is interpreting data. Interpret Interpreting data, a data is an information derived from the result of an experiment. Most often it is in terms of quantities or members. To give meaning to the data, a correct interpretation shall be made. Accurate recording data is very important before an interpretation is made. Data may be in nominal, ordinal, or ratio. It can be converted to sum, percentages, means, and many more. On the other hand, a quantitative data can be described qualitatively as high, low, or more or less effective or nor effective. Interpreting data means making sense of the information you collected from an experiment. The data can be numbers, amounts, or categories. Take note that before interpreting, it is important to record the data accurately. Data can be shown as sums, percentages, averages, or described in words like high, low, effective, or not effective. This helps you understand what the results really mean. Lastly, formulating models. Formulating models with the use of different processes of science, a model can be made. Models are either mental or physical model of processes or events. Um, Formulating models means creating a representation of a processes or event using what you learned from science. Models can be mental or in your mind or physical, something you can see or touch. As we can see nga sa Bloom's digital taxonomy that the highest attainment of learning is the creating. So formulating models is also like creating a model. Like for example, a model of the processes of evaporation and condensation are interrelated in the water cycle. Formulating models will develop creativity and innovation. It will enhance higher order thinking skills too. Now, let us proceed to our last topic, which is the inquiry-based science. There are many strategies in the use of inquiry-based science. Below are some examples. Inquiry-based science involves learners to do science when given the opportunities to explore possible solutions, make explanations for the phenomena under study, elaborate explanation of the concepts and processes, and make assessment of how these are understood based on available evidences. So, inquiry-based science is a way of learning science where students explore, investigate, and find answers on their own. They are given chances to look for solutions, explain what happens, expand on ideas, and check understanding using evidence from their observation and experiments. We have here the some strategies that are influenced by inquiry-based science. First is the 5 E's model in science teaching. 5 E's stands for engage, explore, explain, and elaborate and evaluate. First is engage. Engage the hook, motivation, trigger questions. When we say engage, this is where your motivation to capture the student's attention that also later on can be directed to the lesson proper. Next is the explore. Explore is the science activities of learners as guided by teacher. Okay, explore. Explore allows the student to explore lesson and you as a teacher will serve as a guide only or ito yung tinatawag natin na student-centered approach. It does not emphasize the spoon-fed teaching or the teacher-centered approach in teaching. Next is explain. Explain is learners provide explanation of what they have done. Explain, learners describe and explain what they have observed or did. Next is elaborate. Elaborate, further explanation is made. Learners expand their understanding with more details or connections. And lastly, evaluate. Evaluate feedback. Learners reflect, get feedback, and assess their learning or ito yung tinatawag nating learning assessment. We have also here the QMS strategy and the 3EP, which QMS strategy stands for Q, questions of problem, M, means or how the plan will be carried out, and S with a solution. 3E and P, E for exciting examples of everyday phenomena. Now we have here D for Ace in science teaching. 4A stands for ask questions, conduct activity, analyze the data, apply the science concepts in similar related situation. And lastly, we have the use of discrepant event or the POEE stands for prediction, what do you think will happen, and observe, what did you observe, explore, find solution to the problem, and explain, describe what you think happened in the words and pictures. And that's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have learned something in our discussion. Muli, ako po si Ron Henry Pisigesa together with Sharmela Austria, and that is the processes and strategies of teaching science in the elementary grade.